Hello and welcome back to Woodruff Family Wisdom at ppptime.com, and my name is Rose.
And my name is Daryl.
And welcome back to our channel. And we're just going to continue our conversation from last week. And you know that on Tuesday we do things for the two of us. And last week we kind of started with a communication technique, so go back and check that video out. And we're just going to continue on because we was trying to become effective communicators, and I feel like if we go ahead and become effective communicators, we can spend more time together, because we talked about on the 3 keys to did we call it marital success? What did we call it? The 3 keys to marriage. We felt like we found maybe 3 keys after 42 years of friendship and 38 years of marriage. But one of the keys was we gravitate to what brings us pleasure and we withdraw from what brings us pain. So if we get our communication styles congruent and to where we can communicate on an effective level without all our emotions, I think we can spend more time together. So based on that, I wanted us to get our communication skills together so we can start being together more. I think as the Tuesdays move on, we'll get into more pleasurable things like going places, doing things more together. But you know, unfortunately at this time, a lot of people really just don't like being together because it's right. They don't really, because you know, and people just avoid being together a lot. But you know, one time I heard this girl say, the less visits, the more love. Or in other words, the less we be together, the more we love each other. You know how some people say absence make the heart grow fonder. So the less we be together, the less chances we'll have a disagreement. So that's why we kind of dealing with communication first. And so we're not gonna really do a review. So I'll drop that link from the last video in the description where we gave that technique, the speaker listener technique, because we learned something that was very important, is the study.
That's right. You listen at 100, you listen at 500 words a minute, but you speak at 125 words a minute.
Right. So we learned that a lot of times when we're having these conversations, we're not really listening. We're thinking about what we're going to say once you stop talking, or I may just talk on top of you because my brain is moving so fast, you know. So while you're talking, I'm listening faster. My brain is moving faster. So now I'm thinking on top of your talking, so to speak.
Right. So it takes some discipline to kind of bring that focus in, to listen to what's being said.
Right. So we shared a technique that you can use that will shut your brain off so that you can just listen attentively to what your partner is saying.
Right.
So today
is eliminating hindrances to effective communication.
Right. We're going to eliminate some of the hindrances to communication. So we're going to talk about 2, maybe 3. But we're going to start with
focus one thing at a time.
Focus one thing at a time. And because it really goes with the technique that we shared last week, because while you're thinking, if you don't shut your brain off,
right, you'll
go into event or issue that happened last year. It may have happened last month, or it might have happened yesterday. So that's why it's so important to do the technique to shut your brain off and be a tentative listener. And so it's like one issue at a time. So you have to make sure that you're dealing with one issue at a time. And it's got to be someone that's going to be mature enough to say, let's stick to this issue.
Stick to the subject, right?
Yeah, let's stay with the subject. This is what we're on right now. Let's don't change the subject, because if we change the subject, we'll try to resolve 2 or 3 issues. And I heard you say, guess what? We didn't have what? We didn't have that type of in the love bank. We didn't have
that type of deposit in the love bank.
Yeah, we don't have that type of deposit in the love bank to make those withdrawals. So we'll even talk about that at some point, how to fill up the love bank so you can make a withdrawal. Okay,
so you want to focus on one thing at a time. I want to share the scripture out of Proverbs 4, TPT version, verse 25, says, set your gaze on the path before you. With fixed purpose, looking straight ahead, ignore life's distractions. So, and then the next one said, watch where you're going, stick to the path of truth, and the road will be safe and smooth before you. I bring that up in the guise of communication, because we want to stay focused on one issue that we're resolving. Right. You know, the tendency is to bring up everything that's unresolved over so many years of marriage or a relationship, right? But we're only trying to resolve one issue today, because to Rose's point, the love bank can't handle that withdrawal, right? Right. I think the love bank, they were saying, was based upon a 5-to-1 ratio. You need 5 good deposits to even make one withdrawal. That conversation that you're about to have is a withdrawal, and a big one it is. And we'll talk somewhere down the road on how to make deposits, but we're just talking about right now how to have effective communication. So focus on one issue at a time. Okay, we'll just stick with that one today. So when you go next week and you start having conversations and you resolving issues, you're going to make sure you're focused on that one issue, and you're also going to go back next week and look at that other video so you can learn how to shut your brain off and be an attentive listener and listen without your brain moving at 100 words per minute. Because if you don't, you're going to be thinking about everything that ever happened a lot of times in your relationship. So hit us in those comments, any questions you might have, anything that we can share that can make things more smoother with what we're sharing with you, what obstacles you might be running into that you need help with. We'll be glad to answer those.
Right. So remember to like this video, subscribe, click the bell so you'll be notified when we do our next video. Because remember, Tuesdays when we do things for the two of us, so we can start hanging out and being together even more, and it won't be such a withdrawal to be with each other. I heard someone say one time, I don't only love my partner, I like my partner. There's a big difference in like and love. Because you know how sometimes when you have your siblings, you can be mad at your sibling, right?
You love them.
But you love them.
But you might not
but
like
you
them.
may not like them. You may not like them. But to like who you're married to, and to like being around who you're married to or your partner, that is just awesome. Mwah. So that's the key of getting your communication together so you can become pleasure to your partner. We're not just talking about pleasure in the bedroom, because you can get anybody to do that, right? But you want to cause your partner pleasure all day, every day, and you want to be together. So when it comes to trying to solve more than one issue at a time, it's just don't do it. So remember that you are happy, healthy, wealthy, fit, and forgiven. God bless.